When you become a handsome dude, your issue in your earlier years, before you became more attractive, was, I'm trying to get women. What do I need to do to try to attract these women? Nowadays, the problem when you become a handsome man is learning how to discipline yourself to limit how much women you talk to. And when you become a handsome dude, now you have to try to discipline yourself not to try to talk to women, because us as men, we love to chase. We're hunters.
We are hunters.
So every time we see an attractive woman, we want to prove to ourselves that, oh man, I can get her. I'm gonna try to get at her. Even though we know in the back of our minds, we probably can get her, but there's just something in our brain. What's up, brodies? Welcome to the Bourbon Effect. My name is Tunji, and you already know what it is. So let's talk. Man, if you guys are watching this video, we hit 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, boy.
We did it!
Yeah, man, I just want to say thank you guys so much, man. It's been a grind. I started last year, October, and you know, I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year mark, and y'all literally did it. Y'all been going crazy on my last video. Well, maybe not the last video, but the one before that, when it comes to the whole ignoring women and all that stuff. I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. A lot of my day one subscribers, really appreciate you guys. The support, man. Sometimes I'd be stressed out, I'd be tired, and then I'd see some of your encouraging comments, and honestly, that just helped keep me pushing. I know for some of you guys, this achievement may be small, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how small you think the achievement is. You need to give yourself credit, because at the end of the day, these small achievements are stepping stones to even bigger heights and even bigger goals that you have for yourself. So thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. The next step is 10,000 subscribers. I don't even doubt myself, man. We got to 1,000. Ain't no way we can't get to 10,000, all right? So please like, comment, and subscribe, okay? But anyway, I'm gonna jump straight into the video, okay? Today we're gonna be talking about things handsome men keep a secret or don't like to admit. Guys, now, for some of you guys, you may think being a handsome man, you know, a sexy ass nigga, a chocolate sexy ass nigga like myself. You may think everything is great, you know, rainbows and sunshine. You may think everything is just great, but nah, there's some things that we gotta do, that we be going through. And then there's some things that we just do not tell you guys. And I'm gonna let you guys know what those things are right now, okay?
We will tell you everything you need to know.
Number one, we are the cause of wholeflation. Now, guys, if you do not know what wholeflation is, that means when a woman thinks that she is more attractive or pretty much higher in looks than what she really is because of the guys that she is hooked up with in her past. Now, one thing that you guys got to understand is that you probably don't see this happening in real time, because a lot of the times that these women who are hooking up with these men, they don't really get seen in public with these guys. See, for the women who are, I would say, probably a 5 and below, a lot of times you're not going to see these handsome men out in public with them. A lot of times what they're going to do is invite these women over, handle the business that they need to do, and then that's kind of what the exchange is from time to time. Now, I don't think this happens super often. I think this mostly happens whenever, you know, maybe they're having a dry spout or something like that. But for the most part, me personally, I just don't do it. I think I've reached a certain point in my life where I just have standards, and I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for. But some dudes out there, some of these dudes out here don't be giving a fuck. All right, they'll fuck anything that walks.
Don't you have standards?
Okay, and unfortunately, because they don't have certain standards for themselves as a handsome man, they're causing wholeflation. And this is unfortunate for you guys, you know, the average folk. It's not impossible for you to be on this side, you know, the sexy ass nigga side, you know, it's okay. I used to be on your side, now I'm on this side, okay, it's okay. But the reason why it's not too great for you guys is because now those women who are basically 5s and belows when they get to a guy who's around the same rate as them when it comes to looks, either 5, maybe even a 6, they do not see those guys as potential candidates because they think that they deserve more. They think that the guys that they are on the same scale with are the 7s, 8s, and 9s because they've hooked up with so many of these guys. They don't understand that these guys only want them for sexual favors. They don't really want anything deep with them. Now, am I saying that there are no women who are 5s and belows that are not getting guys who are, 7, 8s, and 9s and even 10s? I'm not saying that, but I think it's really far in between. A lot of these guys who are the 7s through 10s, they have a lot of the pick of the litter. Okay, so the thing is that if they're gonna settle down with somebody or even be in a relationship with anybody, it's definitely not gonna be with those who are 5 and belows. Okay, so unfortunately, some of us are causing wholeflation out here, and it's not really making the situation any easier for anybody. And I don't think that handsome men should hook up with women who are far below their rating as far as looks, just because I just think it kind of fucks up the whole dating dynamic for a lot of the people in the long run. So we are partially the cause of wholeflation out here. We're not the main ones, but we are, a factor into why wholeflation is at an all-time high. Okay, and we need to bring that back down. Okay, you need to have them see eye to eye. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, we are causing dating trauma. Okay, now you're probably wondering, what is dating trauma? I couldn't really think of any other phrase to kind of explain this, but essentially what dating trauma is when you have certain women out here who are genuinely trying to find a guy who they want to be in a relationship with, or a potential partner, marriage, husband, different things like that. Once they step into the dating pool, the thing is that with handsome men, because we have the pick of the litter and we have a lot of women to choose from, depending on what stage you are in your life, whether in your early 20s or your late 20s, can determine exactly what happens when you come in contact with these type of women. These type of women I'm talking about are the ones who genuinely are, feminine, submissive, different things like that. They kind of go into the dating scene a bit naive, not understanding exactly how the dating scene works. So essentially, when these women come in contact with handsome men, especially the men who are in their early 20s, a lot of them may be fucked over. Not all of them. Some of them may get lucky, with the handsome guy, and they may date for a long period of time, and that may lead up to a future potential marriage or something like that. But for the other women, when they get into these relationships with these guys, some of their relationships ends pretty bad. Either they get cheated on, they get verbally abused, just different things like this. Okay, and with handsome men, not all of us are the same, but for example, if a woman is dating a handsome guy in his 20s, because he is a lot younger, he's not really thinking of marriage. He's not really thinking, oh, this is someone I can see as my wife. Now, if you were to take a handsome guy who is in his late 20s, a lot of times we are closer to the mindset of wanting to be in a serious relationship, depending on what stage we are in our life, financially as well. That can have a lot of factor to do with it. But I feel like my mindset when I was in my early 20s compared to now is a little bit different. So if these women are talking to guys in their early 20s, the only thing that's in their mind is that they want to sleep with as many attractive women as possible. So whenever they meet a woman who is actually genuine and feminine and submissive and all these other things, they don't really care. They don't really, they appreciate it and they like it, but they're not taking advantage of what they have right there, which is why I always tell you guys, if you have a good one with you, bro, if you have a good woman by your side, keep her, bro, because they are far in between. There are not too many women out there that are like this. And some of the reasons why some women kind of, I'm not saying this is an excuse, because this is not an excuse to hate men, because us as men, we have negative experiences with women as well. But one of the reasons why like a lot of women view men in such a negative light is because they've had, traumatic experiences with guys. They really felt like they loved the guy. They thought he was the one, even though women are terrible at choosing, partners or people to be in a relationship with because the red flags are there. But, if it's a handsome dude, they will ignore some of those red flags. So they also have to take accountability when it comes to that. But in general, you get my point. Some of the women who are actually generally out there trying to look for a relationship, their view for men might get skewed. Their view for dating might get skewed because a lot of these handsome men are, just going through them and they're not looking for anything serious. Number 3, rosters are a waste of time. Guys, I know you may come out here and you may be hearing these guys, I got this roster, I got that roster. Let's do this. I feel like we're doing it for other men because we like to show off to men that, yeah, we're getting women. We have a lot of women who we're attracting and we got a rotation and all that stuff. When you become a handsome dude, your issue in your earlier years before you became more attractive was, I'm trying to get women. What do I need to do to try to attract these women? Nowadays, the problem when you become a handsome man is learning how to discipline yourself to limit how much women you talk to. Because you realize once you start dating women and you're attracting more women, they can take up your time very fast. All right? Now, us as men, wink, wink, we understand how it is being in a relationship with a woman. We understand exactly how difficult it can be when you're in a relationship with a woman. We know how they can be. Wink, wink. I don't really gotta say too much. You guys know exactly what I mean. Being with women is not an easy task. 3 women now. You got 3 women in rotations. You gotta deal with the same thing from all 3 different women who have 3 different personalities. So you have to kind of navigate on how to talk to them, how to, act around them and different things like that. And on top of that, you just got to deal with the normal stuff you deal with women. And timesing that by 3, when you got shit to do and you have goals for yourself and you're spending all your time with these women, it just wastes so much of your time. And when you become a handsome dude, now you have to try to discipline yourself not to try to talk to women, because us as men, we love to chase. We're hunters. So every time we see an attractive woman, we want to prove to ourselves that, oh man, I can get her. I'm gonna try to get at her. Even though we know in the back of our minds, we probably can get her, but there's just something in our brain that we constantly want to prove to ourselves that we can get women, right? Because we know we're handsome. We know we can get women. But the issue is that you get stuck in a cycle of trying to get women again and again and again. And before you know it, you have a fucking roster. Now you're trying to plan to see these different women throughout the week when you should be taking that time and focusing that time on your goals and the things that you need to be working on. But instead, you're wasting all that time with the women that you're talking to in your rotation. Now, am I saying that it's not possible to have a rotation and still make time for the things you need to make time for? Am I saying that's not possible? No, I am not saying that. There are certain ways that you can have a roster to where you can spread them out. It's possible, but from my experience, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. You're messing with different personalities. It's a lot of stuff to deal with. And honestly, when you just continue that process up, before you know it, you're using so much time with them, it just don't even seem worth it anymore. Okay? For me, and for some of the handsome dudes out there, okay? If you're the type of person who is talking to one girl and then you occasionally sleep with other women and you never really talk to them again, that's different. Okay, because I know some of y'all are just like, oh yeah, that's part of my roster. They're not in rotation. If you're talking to one girl consistently, you guys are not fully in a relationship, you're still in a situationship, and you're like still sleeping with some girls here and there, that's a little bit different because you don't have to fully commit to those women. That's kind of the process that I like to do, just because at the same time, I'm still vetting one woman while still leaving my options open. And if I potentially see one that, may catch my interest for long term, then I'll keep her around. But for the most part, I'm good with one. And then, if I see some other ones that I'm attracted to, then, you do your thing, But the full commitment of just having the constant rotation, for me, I just can't do that anymore. I just got way too much shit to do. And I don't have the mental and social capacity to be doing any of that anymore. So honestly, rosters can be a waste of time. That's just my personal opinion. That's not everybody's take, but that's just something that I've experienced as a handsome man. And if you are handsome, bro, you're gonna have to try to discipline yourself to stay away from women, because now you have things that you need to focus on, because that can single-handedly take you off your goals and derail you off your path, because you're spending so much of your time focusing on women when you should be focusing on your fucking goals. Okay? That's number 3. Number 4, handsome men get rejected too. This is obvious. This is an obvious thing, but I have had conversations with some, just some, what will I call them? Colleagues, who think that I just be getting women on top of women, and I do. But it doesn't mean that I don't get rejected, because I do get rejected as well. In fact, in one of my other videos, like 2 videos ago, I literally told you guys how, I wouldn't say she rejected me because, she said she had a boyfriend, but at the end of the day, we are not perfect, guys. No matter how handsome you are, you're gonna get rejected at some point. It is a numbers game. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how handsome you look. Me as a black man, I could be a 9 out of 10. And I still could get rejected by women out there who just are not looking for black men. The reality is that when it comes to some women out there, some women are attracted to certain races of men more than others. Whilst there are some women who don't even date a certain race whatsoever. Am I calling them racist? No. But maybe a lot of times it's an aesthetic thing. They just have a type that they're looking for. It depends on where they grew up with, what geographical area they grew up with, especially in the States. Depending on what state you grew up in and the type of neighborhood that you grew up in can also determine what type of woman you're into. So, women can reject you for a plethora of reasons. Either they assume that you already get a lot of women, so they don't want to be part of, whatever game you got going on, because they assume that you're already getting so many women. So they'll reject you just based off of that. 2, your race can play a factor in it, because no matter how handsome you look, if you do not fall within the type that a certain woman is looking for, she's not gonna fuck with you. All right, she's still gonna reject you. It doesn't matter how handsome you look. When it comes to certain white women, when it comes to certain Asian women, a lot of times they don't go for black guys. I'm not going to try to pander to what women are looking for just because I want to try to get with a woman. At the end of the day, I am me. I'm not changing myself for anybody. Okay? Go where you are wanted. Don't try to change yourself into something that women want just so you can get them. Because at the end of the day, you got to think of the long term. How long are you going to be able to keep up with this facade before, you get caught off guard and, she ends up seeing who you truly are as a person? Never change yourself, for anybody. Okay. But my main point is that even handsome men get rejected, whether you guys think so or not. It's just a lot of times online, you may not see it. At the end of the day, you just going to have to deal your cards with what you have. In my earlier 20s, when I was in college, I remember I asked like 20 girls out. I got rejected by every single one, guys. Every single one. I was 0 for 20, okay? But I went to the gym. I started eating healthy. I got my shit together. And now I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. It took a little bit of time, but I'm here now. Okay. And that's still not to say that I don't get rejected, because I do, but I don't get rejected as much as I used to. All right. And a lot of times the women who are attracted to me come up to me a lot of the times. I don't really have to do too much cold approaching. I still do like to approach women, but I have to get some type of choosing signal from them before I do it. Me doing cold approaching, especially in today's time, in 2024, that's donezo. But it doesn't mean I'm against it. There may be the right girl out there who I see and I'm just like, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm gonna introduce myself. All right. So please don't go online thinking that, man, this guy's getting so many girls, so I wish I could do. Those guys get rejected too. They just don't show the rejections online. But anyway, brodies, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button. You already know, because we at 1,000 right now. We at 1,000. Oh, wow. We at 1,000. Wow. Hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section what your opinion was about the video and what other things you would like me to talk about on the channel. And yeah, you already know what it is. Bourbon Effect out. Peace out.